So it will help me finance some of my my income when I'm traveling, because the condo was bought like 2005, so it was like it's under $300,000, right? So I have maybe after like I charge the rent and everything, I have maybe $1,000 going to my bank cash. Okay. So my property became my backup plan if I ever run out of money. So the money, if you guys try to save, usually when people like I'm a traditional, I save first and I go travel and stuff like that. You try to pay yourself first, okay? And you don't just take the money. And the difference between most people and the rich people is they pay themselves first. You make sure your bank account has reached certain amount of percentage every single month. You make a goal and go like, this month I'm gonna add another, I don't know, $500. So you always make sure you pay yourself first, and then the rest money is your spending money. That's the goal you're supposed to do when you try to save up to do a trip like this, right? So before the trip, I have to mental check myself if I have to do this or not, because this is like a big deal. I'm quitting my full-time job, no longer something called security, right? So I also have to set up my financial cushion, which is like after I come back, I have to make sure I have a place to live. I still have have some sort of money left and stuff like that. I also set up a will, so I make sure if anything happened to me, somebody get my money or my condo, which is my parent. But and then at the same time, because like I said, I had a condo, so I set up a home line equity or credit. I got the 2 highest credit cards possible when I still have a job. The benefit of the card will come in handy, which means, like for example, Kendrick said, you need travel hacking, like you get points and stuff like that. If you want to do this long-term trip, start saving your points. You want to save your, get your flyers point as much as you can right now. Like just try to rack it in when you still have a full-time job, because when you have a full-time job, you have credit. When you have credit, you can actually borrow things, right? So do that. And then I set up 2 different bank accounts and 1 online account. So for example, I set up a Scotia Bank and a TD Bank, and then a Tangerine. So both of the bank account will connect it to the online one. So it will, so I would have most of my cash in my online one. And when I have to take out money, I put it to either my TD or Scotia Bank. The reason being is because when you go overseas, most of the time you're gonna take out money from ATM. And with the ATM is you have a problem is like sometimes it's gonna eat your card. And this happens. This is not this is not unreal or something. One of the card probably gonna get compromised, and you don't want to stop your trip because one of your bank card got compromised. So I would always recommend at least 2 bank accounts. And the reason I use TD and the reason I use Scotia Bank is Scotia Bank has a lot of connection. They outside overseas they have like alliances with the other bank. So when you withdraw money, you really don't pay that $5 withdrawal fee, whatever. And with the TD is like if you have a $5,000 sitting in a checking account, you get yourself a TD all-inclusive account, which is give you when you take out money from the ATM, they don't charge you $5 withdrawal fee, nothing. And then they give you your TD Infinite travel like aeroplane card for free, and then they give you US dollar Visa card for free, and then they give you US dollar checking account for free, and then it's just like a bunch of benefits. So I think it's kind of important. And also like you should have at least $5,000 in cushion. Yeah? Like why are you traveling if you don't have $5,000 in cushion? Come back and like, hey, you need some sort of cushion. And then I also bring at least $200 US cash with me, but I stuff it everywhere. So I would stuff it underneath my shoe sole. I would stuff it like, I don't know, in the toiletry. I would stuff it like in the back pocket of my backpack, whatever. Because things could happen. You could lose everything you have, and you need some cash to get around, to be able to make calls, whatever. Set up a contact in the bank. So if I have any problem with the bank, with my bank card, whatever, I have someone directly I can call. Just to go like, hey, my bank card's not working, what's going on, whatever, when I'm overseas, right? So it's kind of important. And then I buy a travel insurance with War Nomads. I don't know if there's any new one coming out, but those ones are like, you can do 6 months at a time. But it cost me like about $100, right? But I mean, it depends on the country you're going to, because I'm going around the world, right? So, like, say if you're going to a cheaper country, like say Southeast Asia, like hospital is kind of cheap, so you make your judgment. But if you like say you're going to USA, you should always get travel insurance, right? Because they can ding you really big for like $500 just for like doing some stitches or whatever, or X-ray, or like going to any first world country. Like travel insurance is huge. You definitely need that. And I take a photo of my passport and all my documents, my IDs and everything, and I put it on a cloud drive. You can put it on Dropbox, or we can put it on like Google Drive, whatever. Just kind of like make sure you have a copy. Because the thing is, you will always want to make sure like what happened if you get robbed, what happened if you lost everything. You need to have some sort of proof that who you say you are, right? And the last one is that I said I changed my eating habit. I actually purposely lost like 20 pounds before my trip, so I can carry my pack. It is true, that's what I did. But I ended up getting all back because I ate all the things on it. Yeah. But another one I would say, telling to Kendrick, and I actually just posted on my Facebook the other day. It was like, right now they have this phone go, like kind of like a VoIP, that you can actually get a Canadian number on your phone the whole time. You don't need to be, you don't need to sign up some sort of plan, whatever. As long as you have Wi-Fi, you can make calls, right? And then so with that Canadian phone number is important because it's like if you have people in the bank try to contact you, they can call you to your cell phone, to your phone number, and then eventually you'll get it. And it's kind of important because trying to keep that the Canadian phone number on the road at the time for me it was kind of difficult. So my budget was like about $40,000, and I didn't have the time to return. I said, okay, if I finish using this $40,000, I'm coming home because I ran out of money, right? So, and my goal was minimum 1 year. I terminated my trip if I ran out of money, but then this is outside of my other savings. So my total saving is not just $40,000, okay? I'm not gonna come back home and then go like, okay, great, I only have $1 in my bank. That's like, you need, it's just for me, I plan a little ahead a little bit, yeah? So I say my rough spending per month is about $2,500. If I still have money, then I'll keep going. This is just my initial plan. Some places you go, like I only spend $1,000 a month or like $500 a month. You and then that extra room of budget, you can move forward to another country later on or something. But some people can travel even cheaper. But this is like there's a threshold between that you're going to go mentally insane or that it's going to be bearable. Like, because I need to travel a longer time. I don't want to be like, it's like I don't want to spend so much money, but at the same time I don't want to save so much money that I suffer myself that I just go, oh man, I hate myself and I'm gonna go home or something, right? So my accommodation rule is under $15 a night. If over $15, I will stay in a shared dorm or couch surfing. And I'll get onto that. Transportation, I'll choose whatever cheapest option. Some exception applies, which means sometimes the cheapest is not the best for you, whatever. Like for example, in Brazil, I was told the bus is like super cheap, but the bus is also 20 hours. The flight is like $300, but because they have, when you are like foreigner, you get charged more. So your trick is just make some Brazilian friends and then tell them, okay, I'll pay you to buy a ticket for me because they can get the ticket for like half the price, right? Because the reason I don't want to take the bus is just because it's super dangerous. Because sometimes you have to measure, like say, you're gonna take 20 hours of bus in Brazil. What are the probability you're getting robbed or getting, on the bus? It's really high, and I don't want to do that. I don't have time, or like I don't want to spend like 20 hours on the bus either, right? So I'd rather just spend a little bit of money just to just get around, and also faster. And for the food wise, I eat mostly local food. So I go out, and if I get off the airplane, go somewhere and go like, what's here, and I go on the street and just eat whatever. But I would try nice restaurant just once in a while, but not like it's not like I'm always eating the dirt, whatever. But I cook a lot too, right? So this is okay. This is initially my first time when I set up my gear. right now it's half of this. Same. Like I took out this, took out that, whatever, but this is initially my first setup. I had 2 bags, and I had my toiletry, and I have bags, like stuffed bags, like separating out my underwear, my long sleeves, and my short sleeves, and stuff like that, everything. So this is initially the first time when I started out. And then after my trip, it's like, I don't know, doing half the time. So this is like a list of the gears that I bought. The rule of 3. So you're gonna buy clothes, you're gonna bring clothes, always only think of 3. 3 long sleeves, 3 short sleeves, like 3 pants, and then 3 underwears. And you're like, how's that even possible? How do I get enough? First of all, I have a clothing line, so I wash my clothes. Okay, I don't want to spend all that space putting the things that you just, because your life is not the same anymore. You're gonna keep going to a laundry mat and just kind of wait for them to finish your fucking clothes. It's like a waste of time. Every time and every day, if I come back and then I get dirty, whatever, I wash it by hand right away in the sink and I hang it up, right? So if it doesn't get dry the first day, and then the next day it will always get dry. So that's why you always have 3, just to make sure, like, there's something you can wear. So, but then, okay, all this list of gears and everything is gonna be on my website, so you can just go check it out and you can get as a point of reference. Because everybody travels differently, yeah? Because I traveled with this guy. I met him in Brazil. All he brought was a backpack, and then 1 swimming pants, and then a shirt, and then his phone, and then maybe a soap. And then I said, yeah. And then the toothbrush. Optional. And then he was traveling the whole entire Brazil and everything. I was like, how the hell do you travel like this? And then I realized why. I met him in my Brazilian Portuguese class. And then he asked me where I'm gonna go, and I said, oh, I'm gonna go to Bonito and Pantanal. It's like a beautiful place. He saw the picture. He said, okay, I'm gonna come with you. I said, okay. And then I realized why, because when we sharing the dorm room, we're sharing, like, we rented this basically a room, and there's like many beds and everything. He was just like, hey, can I borrow your shampoo? There's a guy, like, and then I realized this guy, that's why he doesn't bring anything, because he just borrows things from people. I mean, there's ways. There's ways for people can, he doesn't even own a shoe. He has flip-flops. So, like, you can travel in a way, like, you don't have to wear anything. You don't have to bring anything. And I brought everything, so.